All right, so we left off here with part one, and now we want to execute our logic, right? So let's go, here's our steps that we're gonna go. First step, second step, third, and last step, right? Those are the three steps. So here is step one. So what I'm trying to do now is convert my logic, kind of my written logic. I want to read in the data. Okay, that should be pretty easy, right? Because we've done that before. So first of all, let's import pandas as PD. And now we're going to create a data frame, and we're going to read in, it's a CSV file. So let's go and get our directory set up. Like that. Of course, not responding. That's okay. It'll get there eventually. There we go. Went too far. And we want June 2021. Great. So that's the folder. So now we want to read in PD read underscore CSV. And we want to read in. We can go over here and take a look at what files we've got. And the file I want to read in is this April21.csv. Okay, and we'll figure out what is in this file. So we'll get the DataFrames info. Okay, so we're just going to run this individually. So we got pandas imported, right? 8.5 million records. Takes a little while, a little less than the sales file, but still takes some time. So there, it's read in. And let's get the info on this file. And so what we see is we've got, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 variables, right? That's all we have in this data frame, are 4 variables. Brand, description, size, and price and size. So now I can move on to my second step. Okay, so we've done step one. So let's move on to our second step. And in step two, if we refer back up, we want to, step two, we want to sort the data by brand and within brand sales price, right? We want brand to be in ascending order and sales price to be in descending order. So I'm going to use the same sort command. We used in the previous script when we were talking about sorting and subsetting. But we're going to add a twist. We are sorting by brand and price. Those are the two variables that we see over here, brand and price. And the ascending is not just true or false for the two variables. Ascending is true for brand and false for price. Okay, so adds a little bit of a twist in our calculations or in our scripting. So let's get this moved up in the middle here so we can see it as it happens. So we want to go to our step two. So I'm going to create a new data frame, right? So basically I'm going to sort this, but I want to maintain the sort in a separate data frame and keep my original data frame the same, right? I don't want to adjust this. So we're going to data frames. We're going to take df1 is going to equal df, and we're going to use that command sort values that we saw before. And we're going to sort, put that in parentheses. We're going to sort two columns. So I'm going to put that in brackets. So I'm going to sort brand, and I'm going to sort price, right? And my ascending is going to equal, I think I'm spelling ascending correct, yeah, is going to equal, in those square brackets, true for the first variable and false for the second one. So this is how you can do this, ascending, descending simultaneously. So we're going to run this, and I should see df1 pop up. And if we wanted to take a look at this, and I do want to open it, thank you. First thing I say, okay, the lowest brand is 45, and we start, I don't know if we're going to see a decrease in the price. All the prices are the same. 58, 10.99. There's a lot of them. A lot of 58s. But what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of trying to spot check and see if it did what it was. So I need to get rid of all these. There's a lot of duplicates here. And then I run to 62, and that's all $40.99. I may have to dig deep here to find one that has a price change or a price difference, but it looks like a lot of them are all the same. Okay, 63, we're at $44.99. Let's see if we have any different prices in here. All of them look like they're $44.99. I'm going to go to, let's see, 63. Everything's $44.99. Yep, and then we go to 68. Those are good. 70. Right, $29.99. Yep, 77. And I do this just to make sure that my code did what I wanted it to do. I know this seems tedious, but every so often you got to stop and make sure that your lines of code did exactly what you wanted it to do. And sometimes this is the easiest way to try to determine whether it did or not. All right, so 77 back up here to 77. Nope, all stayed the same. 82 is 559. It looks like they kept that all the same. 85. That's all the same. 100 Chivas Royal, all 179.99. No change there. 106. Not seeing any price changes, so you know, again, we may be searching for a needle in a haystack here. So you know what? We'll say for the moment that I was able to figure it out that it did actually work. All right, so let's go to step 3. For step 3, in my logic, I want to drop all duplicate rows and keep the first observation. This first observation should be the highest sales price if my step 2 logic was executed properly. Okay, so let's take a look at what that's going to be. All right, so here is our code that we're going to use, right? We're going to do that. We're going to drop, but then we're going to add a new thing. It's called drop underscore duplicates. So we're going to say df1. So I'm going to just basically redo df1 by only getting the smaller, the individual items, getting rid of all the duplicates. So we say, okay, df1 is going to equal df1, but here we're going to drop duplicates. Right? Subset equals none. And what we want to do is we want to keep first. And in place equals false. All right? And ignore index underscore index equals false. Okay, so, and I'm going to put this with a pound percentage sign, so we're going to run this whole cell. All right, so let's run this cell. It looks like it's working, and we should see this df1 go down significantly. All right, so what this says is after the code is run, after my logic is run, we are left with just 12,544 observations. I'll call them products. Okay, and from here I can move on to the next step, which would be assigning random markup percentages and creating the purchase price for each product. We're not going to do that, but this is what I would do once I got to this point. So from here to create the Bibitor price list, I assign random markup percentages and create the purchase price for each product. So when you're looking at the Bivator data, you'll see a purchase price file. Well, what we just did is one of the first steps in assigning that purchase price, right? Is isolating what are my products, that and only one instance of each product.